CTV's Jeremie Charron joins us now with more details. Jeremie, tell us more about Marc Garneau's legacy and how he is being remembered in Ottawa and beyond.
Yeah, Marcy, I mean, to your point, right, in Ottawa and beyond, he kind of leaves two lasting legacies, one in politics and one through his career as an astronaut, of course, which many Canadians would know him for. And that was a role in which he inspired many Canadians. And we've been hearing from the astronaut community, the space and aviation community about that. But as a politician, he also leaves a lasting legacy. He was someone who held two cabinet positions as transport minister, as foreign affairs minister, and who was well respected across party lines. Often here in Ottawa, we see, politicians go head to head in the House of Commons, significant disagreements. But this was someone who was respected across the board, challenged at times, of course, like any other politician, but respected nonetheless. And we heard that through some of the reaction that we've seen so far. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre called him a trailblazer. Former Conservative leader Erin O'Toole said that he represented the best of Canadians and inspired countless Canadians, including himself. And so that's the kind of legacy that he is leaving here in Ottawa, Marcia, someone who was well respected across the board, and who politicians of all party stripes have nothing but good things to say about.
And as you mentioned, he was the first Canadian astronaut in space. What are you hearing from his fellow astronauts?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, the reaction from that community has been massive, of course. He was the first Canadian astronaut in space and inspired countless Canadians. That's kind of the theme we continue to hear from within that community. This is someone who was inspiring and who allowed other Canadians who have come up to feel inspired and feel that a Canadian could do just that. You're seeing pictures there of his time as an astronaut. We've seen a lot of reaction. Chris Hadfield, one of them, taking to social media just to talk about the impact that Marc Garneau had on him, on his journey as a Canadian astronaut. Of course, he says, Marc was my role model, mentor, 30-plus-year close friend, and an exemplary Canadian for all of us. My heart goes out to his family. The world lost a very good man. And he continues to inspire today astronauts. We heard also from Joshua Kutrick, who is a current Canadian astronaut, who spoke about kind of the lasting legacy and the impact that Marc Garneau is still having. Here's a little more from him.
He was the first. He started the path that has been so historic and that has brought so much benefit to this country in terms of our space program. It's just a really sad moment. Just a couple of months ago, we were celebrating Marc Garneau, and we were celebrating this 40th anniversary of the first Canadian astronaut flight. And so for myself and the others, just absolute surprise and a real sense of loss right now.
A lot of shock as well, Marcia. This is someone who just retired from politics in 2023. And so this is, an inspiring Canadian and someone who served, in the public service as a politician, very recently. So many Canadians are still very familiar with Marc Garneau and certainly still fondly remember the impact he had in kind of his two lines of work, right, as an astronaut and as a politician.